out there and absolutely dismantled the Pistons. I think it was 82 points in the first half.
It was 49 in the first quarter.
49 in the first quarter.
49!
They finished the game with 150 points in regulation.
But in fairness, the Pistons had 130.
Pistons had 130 for sure.
Let's look on the bright side.
On the bright side, Jalen Duren had a fantastic game.
Somebody's got to put up points.
14 rebounds. This is impressive. But I saw a lot of Pistons fans on Twitter are fed up with Dwayne Casey and what's going on with him, and are asking for his head, asking for their pound of flesh, asking for him to be removed from his position as head coach of the Pistons. How do you feel about that? And do you think are you putting blame on Dwayne Casey for the lack of at least hustle on defense?
Maybe some of the strategy, maybe some of the hustle, but I'm not putting it all on Dwayne Casey. I mean, this roster is what it is. I think it's like the second youngest in the league. You know, they're a growing team. You need a coach like Dwayne Casey to get them through these growing pains. Then you turn it over to a guy who can turn it up a notch. And I don't think Dwayne Casey's going anywhere anyways. So people that hate him, sorry. He may not be the coach, but he's going to do like a Brad Stevens for Boston. He's going to move into the upper office. He's going to be a part of this Pistons organization for a very long time.
Yes.
Him and Troy Weaver are like this.
Very tight.
So, like, the more we bash Dwayne Casey, the dumber it's going to make you look down the road. So just understand that this is part of the process. And I hate that, trust the process. I'm not trusting the process. I'm not sure if it's ever going to happen, but I'm understanding that they know he isn't the guy down the road.
Yes.
So why am I freaking out?
This season means nothing anyways.
Right, but this season has been a regression, I think.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the past 2 years, at least, like, the year they got Beef Stew, and the year they got Sadiq Bey, at least that year they were losing but competitive, and it was like, oh, this is fun to watch. Like, they're in every game. And then last year you get Cade Cunningham, and it's like, okay, we're watching Cade grow. This year,
it's just death.
Ass beating after ass beating after ass beating.
It is tough to watch. Obviously, a lot of that factors into the fact that Cade Cunningham is out for the year, and he's not going to be playing for the year. So that is something that you have to look at and factor into. But I agree with you that Dwayne Casey, when he does eventually get moved on from as the head coach, he will be moved up into the front office or somewhere, maybe a head of player development. You can get Beeline out of there and put Dwayne Casey in that position, because I've talked with Brandon Kool-Aid, our Pistons beat writer, about this multiple times. Like you said, they're very close, Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey. And Troy Weaver needs people he can trust. He factors that in a lot about people he can trust, and he trusts Dwayne Casey wholeheartedly. So that he will be moved on from at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if it was at the end of this year or in the very coming soon. But he's not going to go anywhere. He's still going to be in the Pistons organization.
They need to shock the system, maybe with a young coach or something like that. But I don't want to see Dwayne Casey go. I mean, the whole reason they're building this program, this isn't just come in and, hey, we're going to try to throw things at the wall. This is a program that Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey worked on. That's part of the reason why the G League team was brought to Detroit. It's just so they could practice and bring players up and down and learn the system. And, they did this very well in Toronto. That's where Fred VanVleet came from, was their system and how they grew guys. So just be patient with it. But when you're stacking a number 1 overall, a number 5 overall, Killian Hayes a number 7 overall, but let's talk, Sadiq Bey and Stu in that draft, and then you get a Jalen Duren. That's 6 solid players in the last 3 years. They should be showing signs of life soon.
Yes.